I guess Stuttering John and Shuli, even though maybe it'll be obsolete now after this stuff with Chad. Like I said, my prediction of that Stuttering John Chad thing, diminishing returns. I think it's going to be a lot of the same stuff here, where he repeats dues payer over and over again.
Yep.
So for anyone, are you familiar with this term dues payer?
No, I mean, I know he calls him that. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, because I guess years ago, Artie was giving Shuli shit on the Stern Show, and basically saying that he hasn't earned anything in comedy. And Shuli was like, "No, I've been around. I've paid my dues." And I guess he got goofed on for that. But the amount that John is saying, it's like, first of all, that's not that funny a story. Like, I think Shuli has paid his dues, quote unquote, in comedy. If there's anyone that hasn't paid their dues, it's John.
Right.
John was able to skip the line in comedy, just make a show that's called Stuttering John and Friends, and pay people less than him because he had a bigger name on the Stern Show. Meanwhile, like, the comedy was Jim Norton, Nick DiPaolo, Artie Lang, Bob Levy, these like great comics. And Stuttering John was pocketing all the money because he ran the show, I guess. That's not paying your dues. That's the ironic thing about that nickname. But
it's true.
But John gets hung up on these things and says them over and over like it's this massive insult. But even if it is the first time, like he calls Anthony Pockface over and over again. He calls Carl Kevin, which I guess is like a dismissive, like, I don't even know your name type of thing. He calls Shuli the dues payer. He calls Bob Levy Bomb Levy.
That was kind of funny.
It's not bad. But here's the thing about these nicknames. Again, I'll use the phrase diminishing returns. Even if we found it funny the first time, we've heard it now, John. When you say dues payer, every sentence that you're talking to Shuli, it gets fucking obnoxious.
As we're about to find out.
So yeah, here's the thing: is like, again, people are gonna say I'm like kissing Shuli's ass. Shuli was nice enough to have me on once.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I got a couple followers out of it, but it didn't change my life. I had fun on the show. He was nice enough to me. I don't know Shuli anything. There's no reason I'm like kind of saying the guy I think won the exchange. But if you listen to it, he's in a bad spot because John's screaming.
Won't stop screaming. Yeah.
So it's hard to believe me. That's a good strategy. Maybe when Dave Portnoy's been giving you shit for 5 years and you realize that he's on the phone and you're not, and you can just scream over him. It's not a horrible strategy.
Right.
But my point is, John's so much louder in this. He's just screaming nonsense. Like, Shuli wasn't given much of a chance. It's not like he was hitting home runs, but I thought he did fine in this. I thought John made a fool of himself.
Yeah, because he couldn't settle down at all.
He was so hyped up, and I keep thinking of what Hackride said to me, where you know, he wasn't alluding to anything, but he was just saying that Hackride has dealt with people in certain neighborhoods in California where certain uppers might be potent.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't like this before he left.
It seems like he's not even before he left on that Kevin Brennan thing. He was much more reserved.
Correct.
But now he has been on these Chad things. So if you guys have heard it enough, it was almost a week ago. So I get it. If you want to go watch Chad and Stuttering John right now, feel free. But I'm fascinated by it. So we're going to spend a little time talking about it.
Shuli, eres mi pera. Shuli, eres mi pera.
This is just how it starts, by the way.
He's a psychopath.
He's screaming this. Oh, but no, wait, Craig. There's a big reveal. He's going to own Shuli here.
Yes, he is.
You speaking Spanish?
First Hebrew and then Spanish. Wow, you're really smart.
Well, the Hebrew is unintelligible. You didn't say whatever you're supposed to say was not.
I looked it up. I practiced it. Maybe you can't speak Hebrew.
First of all, let me just say, Chad, thanks for having me on. And thank you to close to 500 people watching.
I'm going to use you beer on the balcony.
See, that right there is like, that's why stream sniping is so fucking stupid.
Hey, more power. I like Cardiff Electric, so more power to him. Get those
like
500 live viewers.
I like him too, but he goes on everyone's shows and everything, so it's kind of, I don't know. He's just pointing out that someone else is, I don't know, fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's weird to me, and maybe you could say us playing clips later is the same thing, so why wait?
1,000% is not the same thing.
I don't think it's the same thing, because I think those people, I think anyone that would pop into us to watch John and Chad would otherwise be watching John and Chad, so we're literally stealing from them.
Correct. This is after
And
the
hey,
fact
I
it's
got
already
this is what I'll say though. I think if you ask guys like Kevin or Cardiff, even, hey, don't you think this is stealing from Chad? They would be like, yes, that's what we're doing.
correct.
I'd be like, okay, good, go for it.
Correct.
Everybody
can't
tune
think
in.
of
And
anything
John,
original to do.
John, why are you so drunk on a Saturday afternoon? It's so early. What's
Drunk.
going on?
I've had 3 beers. Drunk.
No,
Coors
listen to you.
Light.
You're slurring. You're spitting. What's going on?
I'm always spitting. I stutter and I can't feel half my lips. You bull dumb fuck.
So what are you so angry about, pal? I brought you out of your shell. You should be.
You're not my pal. You're not my pal.
See, to me, he's giving Shuli the upper hand by unraveling like this. He seems like he's coming undone.
I got to be honest, John's made me laugh like 3 times already in this short amount of time.
Sure, but these are yes, I agree. He's being funny here. It's entertaining, but I don't think for the reason John wants you to be laughing.
Right.
You know, I think he's flying off the handle here. I don't think he's like the jokes he has prepared are not why I'm laughing. Him speaking bad Hebrew, it's like, what is the gotcha moment? Do you think Shuli's not Jewish?
I
Is that
looked it up.
Do you think Shuli Agar is not Jew? Is that the accusation?
Wow,
Don't ever think that you're my friend. Don't ever think you're my friend.
Wow.
You're not. You ran away from me. You ran away from me when I tried to interview. I tried to be your friend. I asked you to buy your beer.
Can I say, by the way, this is John's thing. Like, I tried to be your friend. He went up to Shuli, who's working for the Howard Stern show, and asked some variation of, don't you think the Stern show has jumped the shark while the guy's working there? You're just specifically trying to get him in trouble. How is that trying to be his friend?
You ran away. He's hung up on that. Like, it really pissed him off.
I don't know why he's so, but here's the thing. I've gotten like this in the moment, like when things happen.
Yep.
And then I look back and think like, why did I do that? So I can relate to it on that level. But if you ask me about those moments now, I would say it's silly. I was so mad. John's had like a year to get over this Shuli stuff, and he's still this mad about it. It's fucking crazy.
Like the little pussy that you are. Why do you think at all that now we are friends? You did 1,000 shows on me, and yet you think it's all about me. It's all about you. No, it's all about
Which is
me,
it, John?
you dumb fuck.
Buddy.
Are you
Listen,
stoned right now, Deuce Payer? Are you stoned?
buddy. Listen.
That's a good one, John.
I'm not-
Hey, go after someone for being inebriated. That's the ballpark you want to play in.
Your buddy.
Pal,
Don't think that I'm your buddy.
John.
I want to beat you. I want to beat the fuck out of you in a boxing ring. Now tell me, are you gonna
want
do
a
it?
piece of me? You want a piece of me?
Yes, in the ring.
I would, dude. I'd run circles around you. I'd beat the shit out of you.
Okay,
This is where things get sad.
Contest. It's not even a contest.
let's do it then.
It's not even worth it. It's not even worth
Put
it.
the money where your mouth is, Deuce Payer.
This is where things get sad. Is that 2 50-year-old men are going to box each other? What does that prove?
It's it'd make them probably a ton of money.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad business idea. What I'm saying is John's like gotcha moment would be beating Shuli in boxing. See, Shuli was wrong for making fun of my podcast because I have bested him in the sport of boxing.
Well, to be fair, looking on the outside, I'm like, Shuli can do that show if he wants.
Yeah,
It's not a problem.
sure.
Looking at it, trying to look at it through John's blurry vision after those Coors Lights, I understand why he does not like him.
I understand that too, but what does a boxing match prove?
Yeah, you can just take his anger out. It's just what drunk people scream about.
I get, but then go up and fight Shuli. Then I guess I don't know. Like, what do we have to watch for? You know,
He's
the
all
whole-
about he's
would
all
be
about
such a-
making money.
It would be such a sad display, though. Like, I wouldn't. I'm sure plenty of people would pay for it.
You could break down that boxing match for 6 years straight.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great content. But I'm just saying, it'd be so. Like his original idea was, I want to fight. I think it's still his idea, actually, that he wants to fight Shuli, Bob Levy, and Mike Morse, like all in the same night, like back-to-back rounds. And I'm like, John, you're an alcoholic who's had strokes. You're severely out of shape. That's not a good idea.
Great idea. Actually, do it.
I mean, do it. Hey, more power to you. Make that money, baby.
Isn't Shuli tall, or am I thinking? Of
I have no
someone-
idea. I think of him as short, but I don't know.
Just because he's Jewish.
Maybe, yeah. I think of him as short and cheap, and he's always complaining about the draft. It's
Yeah.
drafty in this room. Returns his soup. That's how I think of him. I don't know why.
I'm gonna catch a cold. This is a comic versus comic.
Okay, let's see. Let's see them measure their dicks here.
Suck as a comic. Put the money where your mouth is. Come to the
Do
ring.
you think as a comic, in all honesty, do you think as a comic I'll ever get a chance to play that potato bar that you played? Like for the weekend, not just.
Are you really? Are you really gonna goof on the places that I go to work out material?
It's a potato bar.
A potato bar? What are you talking about? It was a barbecue restaurant.
Don't belittle his work, Shuli. It was the best venue for comedy where people are licking A1 sauce off their fingers.
Yeah, Jay Swizzle says John's just looking at the money. I agree. Go for it, dude.
Oh, no. You're misunderstanding me. It would be good content. You're not understanding what I'm saying. It's that why, what does that do? Okay, John is bested Shuli in boxing. Congratulations. What have you proven? That your show doesn't suck now? That your take on Trump is very smart and insightful?
It would be like the ultimate comeback all the time. Like, I beat the shit out of you.
No, I'll tell you what it is him rehashing old shit again, where Howard was able to make a boxing match interesting. If he doesn't have like Carl or someone organizing it for him, that boxing match is going to be a disaster. That's the thing John doesn't understand is he sees the dollar signs, but he doesn't realize he's going to need to let Carl do it if he wants it to go well.
Let it happen at Skankfest. I got a ring.
Yeah, I wonder if Louis would do that. He probably will. Oh, Louis has been Louis J. Gomez, I think, is at the best take on all of this. Is basically that it's very gay what these guys are doing. He's like, they're all 50-year-old men and they're nice guys. Why are they pretending they're like when you hear Kevin Brennan go, "Hey, watch it, bitch. Say it to my face, bitch." It's like, have you ever seen the video with him and Jimmy Martinez? I don't know if Kevin's necessarily getting up at the first sign of a fight.
Well, I would. Who the fuck would get up against Jimmy Martinez?
No one. That's my point. That's my point. Is we're not tough guys. You're podcasters.
No. This one is Chad, who so far has been great.
Chad's done a perfect job so far. Let's see if he ruins it.
Have you ever headlined the Reno Laugh Factory? Have you ever headlined the Tahoe Improv? Have you ever headlined the Vegas Improv? Have you ever fucking headlined
Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall,
in Polcari's,
Bananas in Poughkeepsie,
the 99 on a Thursday night?
Have you, dues payer?
Name a couple more because I think we're getting close.
You haven't, dues payer.
It's SoFi Stadium, it's the Staples Center, and that barbecue restaurant in Iowa. Those are the three places he's played.
Is this the third or fourth clip we've played? And Shuli said like 2 words.
Well, that's the thing is John's screaming so much. People are like, "Oh, Shuli was a pussy," or whatever they say. John was screaming so much that anything Shuli got in was going to be drowned out.
Yeah, you can't scream like this if you're not in person.
I hate to say it, but I think they may have had a horrible moderator. I don't like to throw Chad under the bus like that, but
I appreciate that he even came off camera.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I think Kevin did a good job stepping aside because I think Carl was able to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, I think someone, it shouldn't be Chad, but someone should have been there to be like, "Hey, John, stop screaming for a minute. Let Shuli make his point."
Right.
Splitters and got 27 people there. 27 paid tickets, and 20 of them were going to see Chad.
28 people. Actually, we broke 40. Let's.
No, you didn't.
Here. We did.
No, you didn't. Chad knows exactly how many.
Well, Chad knows a lot of things.
And Chad said you were average at best.
Well, that hurts coming from Chad. That hurts. I was average at best, Chad. Really? Even you?
Look at this.
Wow.
Chad doesn't know what the fuck to do. Chad's a weird guy because he's so confrontational when he's alone, but he's like he becomes a fence sitter whenever he doesn't want to piss anyone off. It's weird.
I wouldn't have gotten involved in the middle of that.
Well, if he hates Shuli, if he's talking all this shit to John about Shuli, then he should have gotten involved.
See, deep down, they don't fucking hate each other. They just got hurt feelings.
That's what I'm saying, Craig, is that this is all fake. These are all 50-year-old men. They're fake beefs, and they take it so seriously. That's why I think Carl was good in that spot where he just said, like, here are the things we goof on you for, John. Address them if you want. Like, we'll laugh at them, but you don't have to fucking, it doesn't have to ruin your life the way it is.
The only person I could understand having legit anger is John.
Right. But even that is John should take, if John took this all in stride, it would never have gotten to this level.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Hey, you know who takes it better than anybody? My buddy, Tom Myers.
Sure
that
does.
guy's out crushing at opera houses.
Yeah, he's got to a point where he's got people running his Twitter. He's doing really well.
I really believe that ass dick thing was like standing ovation.
It was loud.
I had such a different memory of that.
This one is Mole.
Oh, this is yeah. So if you guys don't know, Shuli allegedly was John's mole, and then the whole Carl thing, he revealed the story that Shuli told him as a mole inside the Howard Stern operation. And it was that Shuli's wife once went to the bathroom and was in the hallway the same time as Howard. And Howard kind of gave her a dirty look and moved on with his day. Do we have an atomic bomb sound effect or anything for that bombshell?
I actually, yes, I do. Actually, hold on.
Hold on. Let me do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Shuli's wife was in the hallway the same time as Howard Stern. Can you believe it, folks? A kamikaze mission.
My mole. You were my mole.
Come get. Oh yeah, I heard your evidence.
I don't like pylons like you should.
Shuli, you don't remember telling me the story about your wife who had to go to the bathroom and then it was in Howard's clear hallway?
John,
you don't remember talking.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, you're 100% right. Okay. Let me ask you a question. What is a mole? What is a mole to you? When you say someone's
a mole, is you're at a show and you're giving me information about the show behind the boss.
I would correct John for a second, because if someone says, "Hey, how was being in on the Kirk Minahan show today?" and I said, "Great, everything went pretty normal." That's not me being a mole. maybe I'm revealing too much. Maybe I shouldn't say. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut. But it's still not a mole's behavior. It would have to be some sort of dirt or something you could use against the show. Not, do you know Howard uses the potty during the day?
A mole. Just like how I got the Pelican brief. That's a mole.
Buddy, calm down. So
no, I'm not gonna calm down, Shuli, because I don't like you. You stole Carl's fucking whole thing. You stole Carl's whole thing and you ran it into.
Look at him defending his pal, Carl.
What a quick shift. If Shuli right now in the middle of this just went, by the way, I think you're pretty talented, he'd be like, oh. Well,
it's such an amazing, like, all of a sudden he's Carl's buddy, and then he switches to shitting on Carl again. I guess he's like, he tweeted out some shit about Carl and deleted it or something. I don't know what's going on, but he'll go from like being buddies with Carl to hating him again. He can't decide, and what it is John's ego. It's John's ego is so big that he'll tell himself, "Hey, you know what? Just go. Oh, these guys are just goofing." And then the second they goof on him again, he's like, "You can't make fun of me, you piece of shit. Why you've done nothing that I've done."
Chad stepped out of the way like a pro. He is actually a good straight man to John's goofball. It was a 70s.
Well, we said that last time. Remember, this was on the Patreon episode. But remember, we did say that the good thing that Chad did is just let John rant and kind of laugh
and egg him on,
and egg him on a little bit. But I think that's different when you're trying to actually hear Shuli's point. That's the one time where he should have said, "Hey, John, you've spoken. Let Shuli talk here." Right. That's the only area he could have been a better moderator. I think.
Correct.
Don't have an original idea in that empty head. Let me ask you a question, Shuli. Did you ever go to college?
Did I go to college? No, I did not.
Yeah, that's what happens when the answer is going to be no, because you don't have an education. You're a dumb fuck.
He puts such stock in these things, and for no reason, he's like, "Oh, you don't have kids, you must be gay. Oh, you didn't go to college, you must be dumb." It's just things that he has. equal value.
Right.
You're not divorced. You're still with your wife. Then I guess you are a loser. You don't want to go out and get pussy like me.
This is them talking about Carl.
Well, we said he's buddy with Carl now. Let's see his thoughts. This is a week ago, so times have changed.
You're not smart. You don't have an original idea in that empty head of yours, and you stole fucking Carl's idea. And if I was Carl, I would never talk to you again.
So, but I thought you hated Carl. Oh,
and you ran it into the ground.
He doesn't fucking let him talk. It's so infuriating.
I know.
Carl and I have had a private conversation, Deuce Payer, and Carl and I made amends. Sometimes you can make up with people.
Sure,
sometimes you can.
Sure. If the price is right, Johnny?
No price.
Yeah.
Price, no dickhead. No price.
I know. You had.
I made up with Carl on Brennan's podcast.
Did you?
There was no price. Brennan paid me. I didn't know Carl was going to come in there. You dumb fuck.
I mean, how crazy is it? Imagine if you were listening to that show at the height of Stuttering John goofing, and think like a year later, you're going to hear John be like, why can't you be more like Carl, my buddy? Why can't you just understand that Carl was great at this? I've dropped the lawsuit I have on him. You know, we're thinking of taking a vacation together.
Yeah. We got.
Oh, I forgot to tell you to pull it. But do you remember our last episode where we took questions?
Mm-hmm.
There was some weird question about, like, basically if I was raped by a podcaster, who would I want it to be?
Right.
And you said Carl, and I didn't even realize you said Carl like 5 or 6 times.
Me?
Yeah. You kept saying, "Oh, Carl. It should be Carl. It should be Carl. Carl." And I I didn't even notice it was happening. And thank God someone out there noticed, because it made Cringe of the Week on WATP this week.
Carl. Oh, is this during the you guys are gay stream?
No, it was simply if you were raped by someone. It was the age-old question.
No, I know, but I'm saying I might have been. Was that during the no kids episode?
Craig, you expect me to get inside that mind? It's like trying to dissect that fans comedy. Who knows?
I'm sure I did. I'll have to listen.
Anyways, it was funny. All right, let's continue with John here.
This is a lot is the title.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm a fashion police. Get out of here. Nobody wants you. Bye.
No, I want him. Come back, Chad. I'm done with this guy. No. Because this guy can't be honest.
If you come back, I go. Oh, you better go. You better go.
Chad and John are the classic bully pair, like from any sitcom or cartoon, things like that, where you got the one loudmouth and you got the one kind of sheepish guy that he bosses around. That's John and Chad. Where, no, that's my friend. Meanwhile, these two are going to turn on each other within a week.
John, I run.
Are you afraid of Chad now too?
I run shit.
Are you afraid of Chad now too?
I don't do pylons. I don't do
Are you
pylons.
afraid? Run away! No, Chad, come back. Chad, come back. Run away!
Sorry. My bad. This is my bad. I cut out the part where a fourth voice pops in and says, "Everyone yell all at once." So they were under direct instruction. I think it was a super chat that came in.
Is this another minute straight of that?
Well, let's hear it. I said it was a lot, didn't I?
Yeah.
Away, Sir Robin.
Not you.
Sir Robin is a chicken. So Shuli is a chicken. Sir Robin is a chicken. So Shuli is a chicken. Run away.
Thank me for bringing you back.
Bring Chad in.
Thank me, you ungrateful.
I
mean, this is what Kevin missed out on. This is what I was talking where I said Kevin should have brought Shuli on. He missed broadcasting gold like this.
I think Kevin was correct then.
You know what, Kevin? I take it all back. I'm sorry. Someone go apologize to Kevin Brennan for me, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no, he was 1,000% correct. This is garbage.
It's a disaster. So that's the thing is, John is so much more angry at Shuli that he became unhinged in this interview.
Just doesn't let him talk.
It's crazy.
All it comes down to.
Away, like you ran away from me in the lobby. Because you know that you're my fucking mole. You are my mole. You betrayed Howard. Howard wants nothing to do with you.
Get out of here.
No, you stay, Chad. It's your show. Don't let Shuli tell you how to run.
No, I like watching it, but you're not going to tell me
how
to do,
you
Shuli.
stay here to call out
I'm not going anywhere.
Hypocrisy of the Tuesday.
Get out of here.
Let's watch Shuli run away like he ran away from you,
Yep.
John.
That's what he does.
I don't like
Run
pylons
away.
either.
Julie, I've interviewed so many comics. Not one of them ran away without saying something. You called security on me. What say you fucking bald, dumb pussy?
His insults are very one track.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things you hear it enough, it gets funnier.
But here's the thing: is John is funny. This is what I think you're missing. You're like, oh, I'm finding this funny. But I get that. John is funny. That's what makes him such an interesting character to follow. But nothing he's intending to be funny is funny. What's funny is him getting drunk and belligerent throughout this episode.
This real estate.
This is a classic battle again in a podcast war. It should be all about what your homes are worth.
Yes.
Are you next to anyone, this apartment you moved to now? Or
it's not an apartment like the other one was an apartment, you dumb fuck.
Condo.
It was a condo. And guess what, you dumb fuck?
My condo's an apartment with a garage.
My condo sold for the same amount that your house that you bought your house for.
Hold on. If you're more successful than Shuli, why is that a badge of honor?
Yeah, if you want to do that, then you go buy an even more expensive or a bigger house near where Shuli lives.
Like based on how John looks at himself, it's the equivalent of if I went up to George Clooney and was like, "Hey, you aren't very successul," and he's like, "Oh yeah, my house is worth as much as yours," and I'm like, "Ah, damn, you got me, I guess."
You're right.
I suppose you're right.
The goof of my condo.
Well, my house is in my name. It's not in my mom or dad's name.
Oh yeah. But Shuli,
and
let me ask you a question.
By the way, John referred to so his house was in his mom's name, and when they asked him about that, he said the reason is that John's credit was like in the 500s. And so he couldn't, get any sort of reasonable loan. And so they had to put it into his mother's name. And then he summed that up by calling it a little creative accounting.
We for real should apologize.
It's very creative. I couldn't afford a home, so I had someone else put it in their name.
We have to for real apologize to Kevin Brennan.
Why is that?
Just this would be awful.
It was awful, but here's the thing: is John wasn't like this that day. I don't know if any foreign substances played a part in that, but that day John wasn't like this. I think it would have been more civil, and I think Kevin. Here's the difference between Kevin and Chad. Kevin stayed out of the way. I think Kevin would have known. So, like what I was saying was almost a compliment to Kevin, in a way that I think Kevin would have known to go, "Hey, John, shut the fuck up. Let him talk for 5 seconds."
Low key, your Brennan impression is growing on me.
What the fuck are you doing, John?
That's funny.
Mom and dad, or Christina's mom and dad, help you pay for the down payment. Because I know what the truth is.
No, actually, they didn't.
Oh, okay. How much did you put down? Oh, that's none of your business. How much did you put down?
None of your business.
You're laughing.
You wanted to fight. Now
the pothead's going to laugh because he has no answer. How much
the
did you
idea
put
of John calling someone a pothead?
I don't know how much you pay for rent, Mike, and I will never ask you.
I'll tell you. If we get into a fight, I'm going to yell it out.
You're punching me in the cheekbones.
I swear to Christ, don't make me tell you.
How much did you think I put down?
You did a DHA loan. That's what I think you did.
That's what you think you did?
Yeah. Now he's going to avoid the question and mimic me.
No,
you are
such
a hack.
I answered you.
Hack.
So at what
Thank
point?
you, Kevin. Hack.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
Why do you keep thanking Kevin?
Because he paid him.
Does he think Kevin's there? Is Kevin in the room with us now, John? Who are you seeing?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. This last one, this is one more, and this one's quite long.
What's it called?
These men are all 50.
Yeah, we might get the gist early. Maybe we'll tap out early, but listen, this is what I'm talking about. This is why it's like, the fuck are we doing here, guys? Like, what are you doing with your life? Just take a step back and look at this from, 10,000 feet or whatever that expression is.
You said that I was going to put your kids through college on your own show. So if you don't know what you're saying,
I texted Carl this last week because I assume we were watching it at the same time, and I was like, John loves a good technicality. John loves nothing more than just grasping for dear life onto a technicality. Because I'm sure at some point Shuli said, like, oh yeah, I'm making so much money off Stuttering John that it's going to put my kids through college.
Yeah,
That's just kind of an offhanded. It's a turn of phrase. People have said that before.
When you get mad at someone and you go, "I'm going to fucking kill you,"
I guess, but yeah, Shuli's almost using it as a brag, like it's going to put my kids through college.
Yeah.
John is hanging on to that, and basically saying, "I'd like to see your books. Like, have you made enough to put your kids through college on me? Because I would like a taste of that." It's the same with like, "Oh, Carl, you talked about my kids." It's like, yeah, once Carl said your kids sound like losers because John said stop talking about my kids, which he had never done prior.
Jay Swizzle says screaming hack is a Kevin Brennan thing. That's why John was thanking him.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, does he think Kevin like made the term?
I think
John couldn't have come up with that word if it wasn't for Kevin Brennan.
I think just the way he's screaming it specifically, not the
I don't know if Kevin needs credit for it. You know, he's a funny guy. I don't know if he needs credit for that.
I can tell you we've gone on a few vacations. Thanks to you.
Yeah, I don't
Thanks,
care.
buddy. Thanks, pal.
Yeah, no, your kids should love me then.
They
They
do.
probably love me more than they love you, you dumb fuck. So
Nice one, John.
All right, bring up kids, dude. See how this goes.
Well, yeah, well.
Supposed to talk about kids, John.
No, but Newspayer, you just said that. No, Newspayer, I didn't say anything bad about your kids, you dumb fuck.
I can't, Chad. I can't stand for this, buddy.
I didn't say anything bad.
All right,
about
now watch it. You heard it unfold. Now watch this devolve into no. You said.
Newspayer.
I came on here in good faith to
You said that I was going to put your kids through college, Newspayer.
I can't do that. I can't wait.
You brought your kids up.
I didn't think you needed to sink so low, John.
Did you
lecture
say that I was going to pay? Did you say I was going to put your kids through college? Did you bring your kids into? Did you?
I know you are, but what am I, Newspayer?
Be honest. Chad, this guy can't be honest.
Chad, tell him I'm rubber and he's glue. Tell him.
Chad's face is just covered by super chats. It's kind of funny. I enjoyed Chad throughout this whole thing.
Be honest.
You crossed the line. Admit
No,
right
you
now.
just said
You admit
that
it.
I paid.
Admit it.
You said that I paid
you
for
said
your
it.
kids.
No,
and
you said it.
You just said that I paid for your
You
kids'
said it.
vacations.
I will say Shuli is clearly mocking him, though.
Oh, I know that. That's why I'm saying I think Shuli at least had more fun with it. John was
Yes.
enraged.
Correct.
You said it.
Said.
Chad, who just said that I paid for their kids' vacations?
No. You said.
Chad, who?
Chad, wake up.
I'm not. No, you guys are doing great.
Chad, who said that I paid for
said it?
kids' vacations?
Who said it first, kid?
I
You
honestly don't.
said
right?
that I was going to put your kids through college. You said I was going to put. Oh, he's going to run away now, Chad. Look, he's looking for the.
You're bringing up family. I didn't bring up your
No,
family.
you brought family. You said I was going to pay for your kids. No.
You brought up family.
He's the fact that John can't pick up that he's mocking him is.
That's what I'm saying. Is Shuli's clearly fucking with him, and John's getting angrier and angrier. And it's the makings of someone who is intoxicated. I don't know that he is, but it's someone that's on something. And I've seen him drunk plenty. I don't think it's booze, but I could be wrong.
He's gonna shoot up like a supermarket or something.
It's like when we were watching him talk about stealing Anthony's gun and beating him with it. It's like just imagine anyone.
Please try that, John.
Take the threats of violence out of it. Like take that out of it. Just say you have kids, Craig. I don't mean to bring them up. I know that's
Jesus.
but your kids are in school. I'm sure they have teachers. I assume is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Imagine you log on to the old internet one day. You think is that? We had a parent teacher meeting. Is that Mr. Melendez? And listen to this, man.
Yeah, no, the first thing I would do is email the school and be like, what the fuck is this?
Hey, I don't mind him teaching other kids. He didn't teach my kid, right? All right, fine, whatever. Let him keep his job then. But
that's the thing, though, is he can't keep bringing that up and drawing attention to it because
Right.
it's gonna get brought up by.
this is what I keep saying, guy. Anyone listening to this show, of course, don't fuck with John's career. No one wants that. That's silly. It's childish. It's stupid. Don't fuck with John's livelihood. But it's out of our hands. If you're a teacher screaming that people are pussies and you want to beat them up and steal their gun and you're a fucking loser and a pussy and all these and by the way, not to mention, like, in this day and age, you're going on there shaming people for their sexuality and their looks and their status in life. These are not the makings of a teacher in 2023. I'm sorry, John. I don't want anyone I'm associated with to do anything about it. But just if I was a parent, I would make a few phone calls.
Right.
You said I was going to put your kids through college, did you not?
And I said yes. And then you said
okay. Then you said you did pay
after that.
No. You said.
You said. Well,
I mean, I think we get this one.
It's all that for the duration of the clip.
Oh God! Just let him.
I think it ends with John going, "Okay, then I'm sorry."
Oh yeah, you want me to skip to that?
Yeah.
That's true.
After all that, just you're hearing that fucking energy for 3 minutes.
Trash.
You're a Jewish guy. You're a Jewish guy. How do you go? How do you go?
Want to fight me? Apologize.
I didn't say anything bead about your kids. I don't know your kids.
Apologize if you want to fight me, John.
Okay, I apologize. I didn't think I was trashing your kids.
All right, we're all good then. That's nice.
Okay, we're done.
All right. What do we have? What else do we have before we get to this hack rag? I'd like updates. It seems like nothing. We would know if something crazy was going on, right? With Chad and John.
Unless they're stream sniping us, and everyone just leaves and goes and watches us.
That's what you guys should do. I don't mind that. That's just free promotion.
That's right.
Convince them to watch us.
Please do.
How great would that be if they're like, look at him making fun of Dat Fan? This guy's not even fun. How's he going to get away with? He could use some positive energy.
No, but yeah, they're making fun of us for the Dat Fan stuff. By the end, they're screaming about how fucking terrible Dat Fan is.
Dat Fan unites us all at the end of the day. But
you can't be fucking serious.